we're going to graph this system of inequalities. And notice that these are linear, and we're using for the start here, we're using two that are actually easier than normal, but for some reason people think of them as being more difficult because they don't see very much information. This is telling that y is greater than 4, so I'm going to start by graphing that y equals 4, which is a line. And if y equals 4, that means no matter what x equals, y always equals 4. X can equal 5, y equal 4. X can equal 10, y equal 4. X can equal 0, and y will equal 4, or negative 1, etc. So this is just going to be a line. Y equals 4 is just a line right here going through all those points. So it's a horizontal line, but it needs to be dotted. It needs to be dotted because it says that y, it doesn't say that y is greater than or equal to 4, it just says y is less than 4. And since it's less than 4, well, what points are less than 4? Anything below it is less than 4. Is this point is the y less than 4 for this point? Well, that point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's something like 8, comma, negative 3. Is y less than 4 true for this point? Yes, it is. And so that's why this is shaded in. Is y less than 4 true for this point up here, which is 5, comma, 8? No, y is not less than 4 there. And so this picture represents all of the points where y is less than 4 is true. All that shaded picture right there represents all those points. Let's do the same thing for y is greater than 2. Of course, greater than or equal to 2, I should say. Any point where y equals 2 is going to be like on my line. But my line, again, is going to have to be a dotted line. So I'll draw the line in here. And it goes on forever and to the left and the right, but then I'll make it a dotted line. Because those points do not make the inequality true. I'll talk about that again in a second. And this says that y is greater than that, so that goes in this direction. So now we look at where the shades overlap, and all the shading overlaps right here in the middle. And so a lot of times you can just erase the rest of it if you've got that, or just make it clear what's being shaded and what's not. Since I've got this nice little app, I'll go ahead and erase everything else. Problem is I'm also going to maybe erase the lines as well. But there's my solution set, is everything in between those two horizontal lines. Now I'm going to ask this question. If I go on this line right here, let's say right this point right here, that point is 4, 2. Is 4, 2 a solution to this system of equations? It is not. And the reason it's not is because it says that y has to be greater than 2, not equal to 2. So y here is equal to 2, and that's why this is a dotted line here. So this point is not a solution. That point would actually be an open dot. Or we use dotted lines to represent that those are not solutions. So my solutions are everything in between, but not including the horizontal lines y equals 4 and y equals 2.